South Africans are exercising their democratic right in what are widely anticipated to be the most fiercely contested elections since the dawn of post-apartheid South Africa. These pivotal elections could potentially strip the governing African National Congress (ANC) party of its majority rule, a position it has held since Nelson Mandela's historic election victory 30 years ago. A cloud of despondency hangs over the nation due to South Africa's staggering unemployment rates, rampant inequality, persistent power outages, water shortages, and escalating violent crime, among the highest globally. The younger generations, unlike their parents and grandparents, do not harbor the same profound gratitude and unwavering loyalty towards the ANC for spearheading the successful struggle for a multiracial democracy. Polling data consistently indicates that the ANC's national vote share will fall below 50%, a significant decline from the 57.5% it secured in the most recent elections held in 2019. This development raises the prospect of South Africa forming its first coalition government since the Government of National Unity during Mandela's presidential term, a period when the country was hailed as a beacon of hope for Africa and the world. I firmly believe the ANC will not reach 50%. The best-case scenario appears to be 46 to 47%, asserted David Everett, a professor at the University of Witwatersrand who conducted polls for the party from 1993 until South Africa's most recent regional elections in 2021. The prevailing mood is extremely downbeat, and many people directly attribute their discontent to the ANC's governance. Quote, "Since the ANC assumed power in 1994, millions more South Africans have gained access to essential services such as electricity, running water, and adequate housing. However, rising unemployment, coupled with corruption scandals and crippling power outages that have stretched up to 10 hours a day in recent years, have fostered a widespread perception among many citizens that the government no longer serves their interests. Even Mandela's birthplace in the rural village of Kunu in the Eastern Cape now grapples with a lack of running water. A 2022 poll conducted by Pan-African survey organization Afrobarometer revealed that over 80% of South Africans believe their country is headed in the wrong direction. A staggering 4 out of every 10 adults are unemployed. Joy Riabetswe, a funeral insurance salesperson, vehemently accuses ANC politicians of self-enriching themselves at the expense of the state's resources. Riabetswe, 18, who is diligently saving to finance her law degree, candidly admitted that voting had not even crossed her mind. President Cyril Ramaphosa could do a much better job, she opined outside a supermarket on the outskirts of Diepsloot, an impoverished township bordering the verdant golf courses of Johannesburg's northern fringes. She believes the Democratic Alliance, DA, the largest opposition party, which aligns more closely with pro-business policies than the ANC, could potentially improve the lives of South Africans. However, she remains unconvinced due to persistent accusations that the DA prioritizes the interests of white people, a claim the party vehemently denies. The DA is led by John Steenhuisen, a white politician who assumed leadership of the party in 2019 after his black predecessor, Mumuzi Maimane, resigned citing stifled efforts to attract more black voters. The DA emerged from the merger of the Democratic Party, which originated from the anti-apartheid movement within the former whites-only parliament, and the new National Party, the renamed National Party that governed South Africa during apartheid. How can we trust them? Riabetswe questioned regarding the DA. How can we be certain they won't regress us back to apartheid? The economically liberal DA garnered 28% of the vote in the 2019 elections, and few analysts anticipate a significant increase this year. There is also limited confidence that the multi-party charter, a loose alliance formed by the DA with 10 other considerably smaller parties, only 4 of which currently hold elected positions, will secure a majority. Among the other opposition parties expected to secure double-digit vote shares in Wednesday's elections are the Marxist-inspired Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, led by former ANC youth leader Julius Malema, which captured almost 11% of the vote in 2019. "I will definitely vote for the EFF," declared Petronella, Riabetswe's 19-year-old colleague. "They genuinely care about the people and they keep their promises." Quote, she has witnessed both the EFF and the ANC actively campaigning in her neighborhood of Hillbrow, a central Johannesburg district notorious for its prevalence of gang-related crime. "I am not a fan of the ANC," she stated unequivocally. "I have not seen any evidence of their work." Meanwhile, a new political entity, uMkhonto we Sizwe, MK, named after the ANC's armed wing during apartheid, has further amplified the political dynamics of the elections, which also include provincial ballots. This impact is particularly evident in KwaZulu-Natal, KZN, the second most populous province and stronghold of MK leader and former President Jacob Zuma, who was recently barred from running for parliament by South Africa's apex court. Zuma, now 82, served as president from 2009 to 2018, but was compelled to resign amidst corruption allegations, which he vehemently denies. He has since maintained an adversarial relationship with his successor, Ramaphosa, a factor that could potentially benefit his newly formed MK party. KZN has unequivocally become the battleground, asserted Mabali Ntuli, a former DA politician in the province, who now leads the nonpartisan Groundwork Collective, which has spearheaded voter registration drives among young people and will deploy approximately 2,500 election observers. There are significant numbers of people who are voting against the ANC out of spite by casting their ballots for the MK. You hear them openly stating that they intend to vote against Ramaphosa's ANC. Nevertheless, according to some experts, the possibility of the ANC narrowly scraping together a simple majority cannot be discounted, due in part to its formidable electoral machinery, historical legacy of liberation, and the inherent advantages of incumbency. The ANC possesses what we refer to as struggle credentials, explained Kilaboga Mafunye, a professor of African politics at the University of South Africa. Many polls in South Africa routinely underestimate the ANC's vote share because they fail to adequately survey the harder-to-reach rural voters who constitute a significant portion of its support base, Mafunye noted. Additionally, there remains a high level of uncertainty regarding voting intentions, he added. A telephone poll conducted from April 27 to May 11 by Afrobarometer revealed that 1/3 of registered likely voters had not yet decided who they would vote for or declined to disclose their preference. However, it is important to note that this survey method excluded poorer voters who